Hello everyone. So Jason asked me to make a vlog, or vlog, whatever you call it. And I don't have any experience at doing it, but I do know that I get very bored quickly when people ramble about nothing interesting at all. So I'll try to keep the topic short and sweet today. My comment is about Taiwan and the relationship with China. So I've lived in Taiwan for a long time now. I don't really want to say how long because it's been a long time. But so Taiwanese history in a nutshell from an American perspective. So Taiwan was once part of a Chinese dynasty. And the history gets a little bit complicated from that point on. There was a civil war in China, and basically the communists fought against the Kuomintang or the KMT, whatever you want to call it. They call it the Blue Party in Taiwan now. Well, not only that, but that's an easy way for foreigners to say it. So, basically the KMT got kicked out. Well, they were forced to leave China and come to Taiwan, and they formed a government on the island of Taiwan, and they called it the Republic of China. So in their opinion, it was the government of China in exile, and they thought that they would one day go back and retake China under their power. But of course it didn't work out that way. The communists were successful in taking over China. The KMT party were not successful in retaking China. So I'm going to step on some toes here, but I'm going to go out and say that life under the KMT in Taiwan was not so good. They instituted martial law. If you spoke out against the government, you could disappear. It's kind of like what happens in China today. But over the years, the KMT party members aged and died off. Chiang Kai-shek, the leader, the original leader, turned over power to his son, and I'm kind of fuzzy about the details, but his son was not as strict as he was. So in the late 1980s, martial law was ended. In the early 1990s, Lee Teng-hui was appointed the president or premier. I forget what position he held officially, but he was made the leader of Taiwan. And Lee Teng-hui brought about a series of measures that led to democracy in Taiwan, and the people in Taiwan gained the right to vote for president and all other political offices. So since the 1990s, Taiwan has been a democracy. And also since that time, China has grown very powerful and has become an economic powerhouse. So they continue to put pressure on Taiwan. They want to take back Taiwan, and they threaten force often. They'll sail battleships near Taiwan. Recently they flew a fighter jet past the median line in the Taiwan Strait into Taiwanese territory, and of course Taiwan scrambled fighter jets. So China has been trying to influence Taiwanese elections for a very long time. As far back as the first election, they tried to influence the Taiwanese voters and tried to to persuade or twist their arm into voting for people who would be sympathetic to reunification, the reunification of Taiwan with China. And most of the time it's backfired. It has not been successful. The Taiwanese people have generally voted for the candidate that is more pro-Taiwanese independence, or at least the candidate that is not for reunification. But this time around is a bit different. This time around, China is kind of wisened up, I think. They're promoting the economic aspect. And anyway, the current president of Taiwan is not that popular. She is not a people person, as far as I can ascertain. Not that I follow politics that closely, but there's talk in her own party about running a second candidate against her, and she is the incumbent candidate, which this is unheard of in the U.S. A political party would never run another candidate against their incumbent in the U.S., the incumbent candidate. So anyway, we had mayoral elections in Taiwan recently. This could be compared to congressional elections, midterm elections in the U.S. And the leading party, the DPP, the Green Party, did not fare so well. One of the major DPP strongholds, Kaohsiung City, elected a KMT or Blue Party candidate this time around. And to add fuel to the fire, he was invited to China, the Blue Party mayor of Kaohsiung. Whereas, a lot of Taiwanese politicians cannot get their foot in the door in China. China refuses to deal with them because they consider Taiwan a rogue province. But this mayor had the red carpet rolled out for him, Mayor Han of Kaohsiung. And, he signed some business deals which hopefully will bring some money into Kaohsiung. But I think it sent a message. It was China's more subtle way. They tried to hammer in the past. It didn't work. And this is a more subtle way for China to influence the elections. And I think they're doing this to send a message to the Taiwanese people. At the same time of ratcheting up pressure, by sending fighter jets across into Taiwanese territory, they're trying to ratchet up pressure and saying, if you go along with us, then you could become rich. You could get more jobs. You can make more money. If you don't go along with us, there will be heck to pay. So I'm a little bit worried about the upcoming presidential elections. I don't know what's going to happen. I just hope that the Taiwanese people don't fall for this, this economic carrot and stick that China has been using lately. I just don't see anything good coming out of it, in my opinion. And I guess I'd better end it there. And I do have strong opinions. So, everyone has opinions. And I am open to hearing different opinions, especially backed up by facts. That would be good. So I'm going to end it here, and hopefully I haven't spoken too long. Thank you for listening.